Mount Airy Professionals of Surry, MAPS, conducted a survey in 2014 and 2015 to collect data to support a grant awarded to them by the North Carolina Rural Economic Development Center. 151 surveys were collected. Of those surveys, 58% of participants were of the ages 16 to 30. Of all the suggestions for the use of grant funding, having a vibrant downtown in Mount Airy was important to survey participants. What are your goals for supporting a vibrant downtown, and in what ways can downtown be improved?
David Rowe.
While I think the goal to have a vibrant downtown is an excellent goal, I think that it will not happen overnight. It's going to take a considerable thought, a lot of planning, and some time. So working collaboratively with all generations, some things that we might consider would be better parking. Better parking might presume some outlying areas, and we need to have some type of transportation from the parking areas into the facilities downtown. We might also consider the fact that that some of us are having difficulty moving from place to place, and we might want to think about some type of transportation for older generations, millennials, to move from one end of town to the other as they visit Mount Airy. I think certainly the expansion of the residential potential in the downtown area would be an important aspect of what we might choose to do. I would love to see the utilities placed underground. I know that is a very difficult thing to do, but it's something we ought to give consideration to. And then certainly with our rich music heritage, we ought to be able to create some different music venues downtown so that that heritage could be celebrated.
Thank you. Next we have Steve Yoakley.
When city officials from other municipalities such as Lumberton and Eden, North Carolina, and Morgantown, West Virginia have come to Mount Airy to see what has been done here, they have been in awe of how vibrant Mount Airy downtown is. I think all the people involved in the Mount Airy Downtown Group, in conjunction with the Main Street program, have done a magnificent job in promoting and fostering a vibrant Main Street area and the revitalization that is underway currently on Market Street. I feel that both city and county government officials should be very involved in supporting and helping, but not hindering any improvements. It is my hope that all age groups will participate in and benefit by the redevelopment of the Spencer's property, particularly the area bordering on Willow Street. I plan to remain heavily involved in the planning to make great spaces in this area. All of these changes will greatly improve all of the downtown area and will be beneficial for everyone who lives in Mount Airy. My goal is to see more diverse types of businesses, some of which I already have mentioned, and which will complement our existing businesses. There are many niches that need to be filled to broaden the shopping and entertainment experiences for both our local citizens as well as those we expect to come from other areas. This should be exciting times for the future of Mount Airy.
Thank you. Next we have Jim Armbrister.
Supporting the progression of our downtown area, that's one of the experiences as being commissioner that I've found to be very pleasurable. The grant funding and other avenues of funding can provide for many appealing reconditions and exterior upgrade projects for businesses and public areas. Additional improvements which are supportable by grant funds and for partnerships with organizations within the city, such as cafes, outdoor dining, I like balconies, and second level Main Street residential opportunities. Promotion of the fine arts, music, history, working with businesses to learn and utilize the best cost-effective and customer-effective hours to be open for business. And one project which I would like to pursue is to get rid of what I call air trash. From Renfro across to South Street, with Main being the first priority, remove all above ground utility lines and place them underground. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Gene Clark.
You know, it's hard to follow up on these. Oh, now somebody's got to think. It's hard to follow up on these guys after they take all your ideas, but I'm just kidding. You know, I think that addressing the Spencer's property is a move in the right direction. I think that's going to help, obviously, with improving or making downtown more vibrant. There's no question about that. This is going to allow for more activities and events in our downtown, as well as add to our quality of life. The MAD continues to make improvements on Main Street and has improved the awareness of downtown. I believe between these two, this will continue to bode well for downtown and allow for more opportunities for continued improvement. I think that those two goals, I think, are working in the right direction. I think the key to it all is going to be the Spencer's property as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Gail Prophet-Kernoodle.
I think the vibrancy of our area, our downtown, is our youth. I think that our young people need a reason to come down there and to be included. And right now, I mean, I'm sure that some youth know they can go to movies and this and that, but on a higher note, I think that the let's see, the rest area on Main Street, the wall, I'm not sure how the wall is built. If there was some kind of maybe notice, a glassed enclosure that listed all the events. Not everyone gets the paper. Not everyone has the internet. I struggle with using the computer myself, so I'm learning, as Lizzie knows. I think our youth, and I don't want to embarrass the youngest here, but I am so glad that little girl came. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have Jerry Taylor.
Okay, since filing for commissioner in July, I've attended meetings of the DVA, MAPS, multiple meetings of Mount Airy Downtown, all the redevelopment meetings, and every commissioner's meeting. I visited downtown projects in Durham and Hendersonville with a group of city citizens. And everywhere we went, everybody who we met with said that they were able to do their downtown projects because of cooperation. And it's just my opinion that right now, we don't have the cooperation that we need between our commissioners and the local downtown groups. Our local newspaper constantly points out that our commissioners don't trust some of the boards that they've appointed, and they don't appreciate the work that MAPS, MAD, and the DVA do for the city. My goal is to change that. I'll support various boards, commissioners, businesses, networking groups, anybody and everybody who's interested in making downtown more successful. Here's some ideas that I've discussed with people for downtown. A water feature showcasing our abundant clean water. You never know when somebody will see that and say, hey, I've got an industry that needs water, I may move there. A streamlined permitting system to help make it easier to open a small business. Wayfinding, signage that's uniform and multifunctional. Expansion of the facade grant program into the redevelopment area, and to continue offering a variety of downtown events for all ages. Thanks.
Thank you. Next is N.A. Barnes.
We visited Hendersonville, and there was a lot of conversation in the group that attended or made that visit regarding removing the electrical lines off of Main Street. I think if we really are serious and want those lines removed, we as city leaders must approach Duke and find out the feasibility of this being accomplished. I think our downtown, thanks to Matt and others, it has made great progress in changes that have been made. Do we need more parking? Yes, but that comes with a cost. If we anticipate stay local, buy local, I feel that one of the strongest needs is to create better parking for the shoppers. In the downtown area, I think we need to encourage more shop owners because of the tourist trade to give a lot of consideration to opening on Sunday afternoons to provide especially visitors diversity in activities. Again, this would help improve our tax base. You've heard me mention the tax base quite a bit tonight, but our city thrives on the money they receive from a tax base. So it's a necessary element.
Thank you. Next, we have Dean Brown.
Since I became a city commissioner 8 years ago, the vibrance of downtown has changed considerably. There have been many successful new businesses opened. The walking traffic is almost double as to what it was. It takes a board of commissioners working together, not just a single commissioner, to accomplish great things. In the future, I visualize a downtown hotel within walking distance of businesses, the continued development of Market Street, maybe even eliminating traffic there and adding decorative lighting over the street, underground wiring, continued landscaping, a meeting or conference center where small groups can hold their meetings, a place where nearby colleges such as Appalachian, Wake Forest, Winston-Salem State, and others can offer graduate courses. Create more affordable apartments within walking distances of downtown, using upper-level spaces for residentials above the retail for the younger generations. More small parks and water fountains placed around the town. I would like to see the light poles and the 3 stoplights removed from Main Street, much as Hendersonville, Greenville, South Carolina, and Roanoke has done. Create some bump outs in our sidewalks to give foot traffic and outdoor dining more space, and adding more greenery such as large pots and small trees to main market streets. Adding a walking greenway that connects with the other walking trails. These are just some of my ideas as to how downtown can be improved. I must be elected another term in order to proceed these ideas of improving downtown. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Bruce Springthorpe.
Well, as long as you don't consider downtown to be just Main Street, we got a lot of possibilities. I mentioned before, Willow Street could be truly transformed. Main Street has some issues. A lot of the buildings are too old to be practical to upgrade them for greater public use. The wiring, plumbing, insulation, stairways may not meet modern building codes, many of which are federal requirements like the Americans with Disabilities Act. So we need to at least be open to removing some of the old buildings and replacing them with new ones, having architecture that matches our city's charm. Modern building, old look. But understand me clearly, refurbishing or replacing any building means willing owners, buyers, and sellers, not someone being forced to modify or sell by the city or by some unelected commission. The one idea I like best that's proven to revitalize downtown areas is people living there. I'd love to see the underused upper floors of the Main Street buildings turned into lofts. If a building has to be replaced, imagine an old look structure that has retail at street level and condos or apartments above. This design has worked well in cities both large and small. And guess what? People living downtown are good for businesses there, and they spark new business opportunities in that area. All in all, I'd love to see a vibrant residential community living in and around downtown. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is Shirley Brinkley.
I support strengthening our central downtown district, which I believe is vital to our continued growth and what perhaps may be the quality of life that the millennials are looking for. In order to draw millennials and keep millennials, it is important for our Board of Commissioners to recognize that millennials want to live in an urban area near shops, restaurants, and work where social interaction is just outside their door. This generation wants to live in the heart of the city. To draw some of these 77 million, 24% of the population of the United States from the top 10 markets, with all but one being west of the Mississippi, we need to have available what they are looking for. Predictions show that by 2017, the percentage of millennials living with their parents will decrease as the economy recovers and downtown living availability and social outlets will be an asset for the millennials and the vitality of our town. These 18 to 36-year-olds want everything at their fingertips, don't we all? Government should promote, not prevent, an environment conducive to supporting the next generation of leaders. The strength of Mount Airy lies in the optimism and entrepreneurial spirit of our citizens. I will cautiously consider necessary actions to see Mount Airy downtown become the city of choice of our millennial generation, not overlooking other generations enjoying it as well.
Thank you. And next we have Bill Clark.
Yes, I agree with Bruce Springthorpe on the buildings downtown. They are built around 1890s. And I don't know how often they've been updated, but they do need a lot of work, some of them do. And I like the idea of having parking upstairs and businesses downstairs. I also like the idea that Dobson have that pool part in Dobson. I think that would be an asset to Mount Airy. And I think that we will grow continually if we attract the young people to the city at heart. Thank you.
Candidates, thank you for your time, willingness to do this event.